I work at the CDC and there is something you should know. Part 3. The Binding of Two. Dear reader, as I write this I look down at the small object filled with words and notations. I look at it in horror, thoughts of people wandering the cities with little creatures controlling their moves. The idea itself isn't unthinkable. The zombies we know from fiction are ferocious, flesh-eating post-humans. And while such stories have never come true, nature is full of disturbingly similar cases of zombification among plants and animals. Sometimes the parallels are striking. There is something particularly disconcerting about the idea that an animal's behavior could be drastically changed by an infection or parasite, but it is a phenomenon well established in nature. In fact, fossils showing evidence of zombie ants, including the apparent marks they're infected, mind-controlled bodies left on leaves, have been found dating back 48 million years, and as we know, what happens on the other side of the coin can and will happen on the other. New research shows that when exposed to a microbe-slaying silver solution, the germs can go zombie, wiping out their living compatriots even after death. The results may explain silver's long-lasting antibacterial power and could improve the performance of medical products that keep us safe from harmful pathogens. The use of silver in medicine dates back thousands of years, and scientists have long known that the metal is a potent antibacterial agent. Silver ions perform their deadly work by punching holes in bacterial membranes and wreaking havoc once inside. They bind to essential cell components like DNA, preventing the bacteria from performing even their most basic functions. So if the tiniest components can and do affect bacteria, the thought of a creature being frozen in the permafrost, a forgotten puzzle piece, one that was meant to share the data of mankind with the things that have created us, sounds more like fact than fiction. Dear reader, are you ready? Have you checked your desk or coffee table for dust? Then let's begin. Will you read me? It's the human thing to do, but is it? Asked the writer to himself on the next page of the book he kept on his journey. He now knew this would be the last thing the world would see from him. The creature popped and cracked against the lunchbox I had stored it in. It demanded to be heard, and so I opened the box that sits in the passage seat of my car. At first, it looked like hundreds of tiny silver magnets, forming and twisting into a circle bit of madness. Moments later, it formed a mouth that floated in the air, moving as we encountered bumps and rocks in the road. Will you bind with me? The now blue and silver lips asked. Will I feel pain? I asked. I will limit your pain, but you will live my life and the lives of my host. For the short time we are together, you will live thousands of years before the invention of the wheel. This is my gift to you for offering yourself as a vessel, one that will not come out of this unharmed. Do what you must do, I said. The lips floated over to mine, and with one kiss he was part of me and I was part of him. Strangely, I felt like walking. I didn't live far. So I pulled over at one of the strip malls that I had encountered many times on the way home. I pulled into an out-of-the-way parking space, grabbed my keys as I hopped out. I can't remember if I even shut the door. My head was full of questions and answers to the most complex and simplest things. I spoke to myself as a madman would do, the homeless ones you see from time to time here in Atlanta. But I wasn't talking to myself, I was talking to the thing that was now part of me. I saw the creators. The creators were the builders of our worlds, the air, and the heavens above. They were created prior to the creation of men, when the one we know as God said, "Let there be light." They were born from the burning embers of creation itself. For eons, they walked and coexisted with the human race and was soon replaced by a more effective monitoring system. One of the things that now walked with me. The builders became outlaws, they were left to rot on earth. Now only 71 exist among mankind. Each has turned evil, dark drifting clouds of smog bent on destroying what they were asked to create. The creature seemed very worried about this, I could feel his fear. In the back, buried deep in the mind of this thing. He feared the Great Awakening, the time when the 71 revealed themselves to the humans. They had names, faces, and plans. All of which I will write here. Dear reader, the next chapter of his confessions is labeled The 71, where he goes into detail about the things that live with us here on earth. As I turn the page, I wonder if some knowledge should be left alone or should we do what the book asks. Will you read me?